Barthello's Wing, a tale of a very brave bug, written by Janie DeFos. Barthello the bug was purple and red, with a tiny white spot on the top of his head. He had black antennae, a little round nose, 2 very green eyes, and 24 toes. He was a typical bug, except for one thing. Barthello was born with only one wing. He lived on a branch of a tree all alone and spent his days crawling around on his own. He watched from his limb as the other bugs flew, as they raced through the clouds and did somersaults too. They'd swoop, then spin, fly sideways and glide, or catch the air's current and go for a ride. Longing to be like the others and fly, he collected his courage and decided to try. From the tip of a leaf, he looked down with a glance, then took a deep breath and a very big chance. Barthello jumped out and flapped his wing hard, but he sputtered and stalled and crashed into the yard. Barthello saw stars. His head really hurt, for he had crash-landed, face down in the dirt. The other bugs laughed at Barthello's failed flight. Loser, they called as they flew out of sight. He choked back a sob. He felt so much shame. The fall didn't hurt him as much as that name. They're right, he thought, I'm such a disgrace. While other bugs fly, I fall flat on my face. Barthello stood up and brushed off his knees and miserably climbed to his home in the trees. He cried in the dark, it seems so unfair to only have one wing instead of a pair. It's hard to be different, he said with a sigh. Just how is a bug with only one wing to get by? At dawn he got up when he heard the bugs hum. He needed to eat, but there wasn't a crumb. His tummy was empty. It growled and rumbled. I've got to get food, the little bug grumbled. He crawled down the trunk and onto the ground, where tasty red berries lay scattered around. Barthello picked one and then started back. He climbed up the trees and devoured his snack. The berry was big and his home was up high. This task would be easy if he could just fly. Barthello climbed higher but suddenly stopped. He jumped back so quickly, the berry was dropped. For there, on a branch just hidden from view, was the biggest of spiders, the hungriest too. The other bugs sat on a limb in a bunch, not knowing the spider had marked them for lunch. That spider was sly and also quite tricky. The bugs would get stuck on his web, which was sticky. Barthello stayed still. His green eyes grew wider. How could one bug stop such a big, hungry spider? I've got to outsmart him, the little bug thought, or I'll be included for lunch if I'm caught. Barthello crept near, but kept out of sight. He made himself wait till the timing was right. Just then, as the spider went after his prey, Barthello's one wing knocked him out of the way. The spider fell off the very high limb, and that was the last that the bugs saw of him. All the bugs clapped and all the bugs cheered. Barthello had faced the spider they feared. The one who'd been laughed at and left all alone had saved all their lives by risking his own. The bugs came to see that what set him apart was not his one wing, but his very brave heart. The end.